Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be doing Made by Google. I have been excited about this event for quite a while now, although my excitement was dearly tampered by the last event, which was frankly an embarrassment, and I wish Google just didn't even bother.
What was the last event even called? I mean, I was there for
See,
it.
Exactly. It's like you don't even remember what happened. Well, you probably remember like lots of bad jokes that were told by like Prabhakar and the family. Oh, and by the way, this time we do have a bingo card because this event was actually planned to happen. I want to point that out because watching the last event felt like nothing was planned out at all.
Of the bingo card, the thing that I am hoping for the most on this is that they shame Apple for RCS or for no RCS support.
Oh, come on. We know they're going to do it. They did it in the Google I.O. They're going to do it again.
We hope every mobile operating system gets the message and upgrades to RCS.
Rick Osterlund. He made so many cringy jokes in the last Google event. Actually, he has the best like cringe reactions.
And streaming live around the world.
Hi.
And magically erasing distractions in your pictures.
I'm never gonna stop laughing at the magic eraser.
I'm just imagining the girlfriend there just getting erased.
All right, Rick. I love it, but can we get to the point?
No.
See, this is more real than the last event. Like, you can see there's journalists on their computers and, like, people taking pictures and, like, it feels more, like, planned out and, like, lived in than the last event, which was, like, some cold, soulless, like, THX nightmare.
With Tensor G2, our phones and tablets...
Oh. Here we go. Next gen
was
Tensor chip.
Was that next 10?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Here we go. So they are going to do the tablet thing. No, this is Google. They're going to announce it early, and then it's not going to be ready until next year.
But just as important is how they look together.
No,
it's not.
I don't care.
No one cares about how they look, Rick.
Wait, we are really talking about the aesthetics of the phone. So, like, Apple, in their event, has that thing where they went on for, like, half an hour talking about the camera and how good the camera is. At least the camera is a piece of technology. They're talking about the finish of the aluminum on their freaking phone. Why?
Pad time, of course. This is I didn't put environmentalism on the chart again because if I did, it would just get instantly checked off because Google likes to brag about it. Oh, we're gonna save the planet by 2030, and it's like Google, start saving the planet now. Well, I am a wizard.
You are a wizard. You can
Google
see the future.
I was excited for the event, and now all of my excitement is gone.
I'm like actually like starting to fall asleep a little bit. It's like she's just saying words at this point.
The other deep responsibility we have at Google is to our users' privacy and security.
Google talking about privacy.
Talking about privacy, what a joke. This girl lady again. They didn't have her show up in person because they knew if she did, they would just interrupt her all the time because they interrupted her like 5 times in the last event.
The same rigorous protection guidelines trusted by banks, carriers, and governments.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
I resign today as president of the bank.
This is where a virtual private network comes in.
Ugh.
First on Pixel devices later this year.
Is that
announcing something too early?
Yep.
Coming later this year.
To create a more helpful experience.
Helpful? I mean, like, this is the issue with a lot of these AI-generated camera stuff, is, like, it looks good from a distance, but then when you start, like, pinching, zooming into it, and then it doesn't look very good.
Was that camera bragging?
Yeah, camera bragging. Sure. I'll give you your point, Google.
Of many best days to come.
He had, like, an existential crisis in that very moment.
Okay, we now have Pixel 7. They said the word. Face recognition.
Face recognition. Face unlock, too. Whoa.
Wow, a twofer.
Magically.
Magically. No, you can't use
magical.
that term, Google. That's an Apple term.
Or woohoo emoji.
Woohoo? Woohoo?
Woohoo? You mean like in The Sims? Oh, saucy.
The
Google.
woohoo.
We hope every device maker gets the message and adopts RCS, making texting better for every
Apple's
smartphone.
gaming.
Oh! I knew they'd do it!
Oh, hashtag spam. Look at that bottom right corner. Real
That's
tone.
definitely real tone.
Real tone. Google's becoming the new Samsung, where like there's nothing that excites people about their events anymore because literally everything has been predicted so far, except for the VPN thing. I don't know where I would have heard about the VPN thing. But I mean, who cares about Google One's VPN? Do you know anyone who uses Google One's VPN? Not me.
No.
Exactly.
Move your phone slightly right and up. Ready for selfie. 3, 2,
What?
1.
Fake documentary commercial thing. They do this like every time.
She's still taking a selfie, despite the fact that if she's blind and the phone is telling you how to move it, why aren't you using the back camera? Yay, image upscaling.
Come on. Can we get something real? You've gotten all these great things, yet you still can't get bingo. Right?
Okay, that clearly is using some Dolly style image creation stuff. Like the wood texture there, that's clearly like AI generated wood texture.
Why did they have to pick like the derpiest photos?
Edits out the children.
No
I'm
one
just
in the
gonna
front
think
row's
of that
clapping.
every time. It's just
I'm pretty sure Google's making like the presenters like go super duper choppy because they got interrupted so many times during Google I/O. Or they're just like us, where they're just checked out because we're like, great, how much does the phone cost? What's the catch? You know, there's like, if there are people who have Pixel phones, should they go to their provider or go to Best Buy and buy, or the Google store and buy a new one? And so far, right now, my answer is no, because there's literally nothing here which is so drastically different that's like, wow, I'm going to pay an extra $150 to upgrade my phone. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
wow, looks amazing. The only problem is if they're shooting in like HDR and stuff. How are we viewing it?
These are some of the last frontiers of smartphone photography.
The final frontier of smartphone. We truly live in a society.
With Google Tensor G2,
Did you see his tongue there? He pulled a Sundar. Yeah, it is the Bayer algorithm. This is the upscaling
Technobabble.
thing that they're doing.
This is Technobabble.
This is not techno. All right, I know what they're talking about, but I agree with you. It is just Technobabble. The Bayer algorithm is the algorithm that a lot of these.
As soon as he said Bayer algorithm, I'm like, I don't know what this is. This is Technobabble.
It's the image upscaling algorithm that's used by a lot of like these image upscaling machine learning libraries.
but what if you want to get up close? Like, really close.
You better be careful of the choice of words there. This event's a really honor. I feel like they ran out of steam. And we haven't gotten bingo yet.
We are. They're just dancing around these bingos.
Also, they conned me into listening to a 20-minute talk about a camera.
At least it was a semi-interesting. At least it was better than talking about the finish on the phone.
And on shelf next week. We
Prices
want people
stayed
to
the
give Pixels a
same.
try. So, while
Yay.
phones in this tier typically.
Oh, is this a Google Watch?
Yep, this is the new watch.
So
But
is
we
that...
need... I want, like, features. Come on, Google. We need features here.
First Wear OS device with Fitbit. It's a
Oh, ho, 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 the bingo!
the Fitbit
That's a
integration.
bingo.
Yay! Now let's see if we can go for blackout.
Wow. Google.
I believe in Google. I think they can get the blackout.
let's see, what's my heart rate? It's 91, so it's a little elevated.
That's not funny! Ugh. I need to make a box for, like, bad jokes. I wasn't expecting this.
This isn't a pixel in a shrunken size. This is a pixel in an increased size.
With us and giving us great feedback. This is also
Just like a deer in the headlights for a moment there.
Oh no, I'm not gonna hate on the commentators too much, or the spokespeople too much, because being up in front of a whole bunch of people is scary. You know?
Oh, so spooky.
Said the guy who's hiding behind a virtual avatar.
Shush, you shush. You don't even show yourself.
Tablets are homebodies. They're home 80% of the time and only useful.
Basically, if you use a tablet, you're an incel. Google. Look at this terrible picture of your son. That wasn't funny. Stop laughing.
I've never received a box in the mail that looked that nice, ever, in my entire life.
It's totally unique in the mobile computing world. Like a smartphone.
You looked so dead inside there just now. I have very mixed feelings about this event. No, actually, I'll say COVID testing, no one was wearing masks. What a joke.
Well, they probably
Social
checked
distancing. Yeah,
They probably checked people's COVID cards, you know?
because
the
those are
paper ones
accurate
that we
of
use in the US.
Obviously.
Oh,
right.
wow, that's some text.
That's a disclaimer.
Wow. Are you gonna have only one page? Okay, we only got one page of it.
This isn't Samsung. All right. So overall, what did you think of the event?
AI out of 10.
AI out of 10. I mean, like, in terms of
I don't know. I
feelings,
like a 4.
a 4.
I mean, it wasn't so bad that I would have rather, like, pulled my teeth out, but it was it's like, oh yay, you released the Pixel 7, and I guess you have a tablet now, and
no,
that's
they
about...
don't have a tablet now. It's
Oh
coming
no,
next year.
they don't even. So yeah, the Pixel 7 came out, but it's basically a Pixel 6. That's what I'm gleaning, and it'll have some cool features, and they also have watches that are not as good as Apple Watches.
Yeah, this event was a total joke. It wasn't as bad as that horrendous Search On event. But I'll say right now, Google, you really need to up your game here. This is getting embarrassing.
I mean,
I agree with you. The 4 out
other
of 10.
thing, the other thing is maybe because this is really the first event that we've had that is like properly a post-pandemic event. Maybe we've been too jaded from production events, like Apple's like pre-done, like pre-rendered events and all of that. And even the last event that we watched with Google was, I mean, they like drugged everyone up, and it was like basically staged, even though it was technically shot live. So this is, I guess, more of a normal live event, and maybe I'm just being too harsh on them, but I mean, in terms of what they announced, they literally spent like half an hour talking about the finishes and the colors on the phones, and then another 20 minutes talking about the cameras. Like, so that's 50 minutes in an event that's what? Like an hour and a half? So
Yep.
You literally spent half the time talking about 2 things.
Yeah, this event was terrible. I'm rating even lower. This is a 3 out of 10. This is a stupid event. I don't know. I guess.
I mean,
all this
they
stuff
at
is
least they
cool.
got a bingo. That's good. I mean, I was happy that they hated on even though it was very in passing. They did hate on Apple for no RCS. I wish they had shamed harder. I wish that was like a whole section where they talked about like RCS and like the benefits of RCS and stuff. Because with how underhanded they slipped it in there, none of the news sites are going to cover that. No one's going to be talking about, oh yeah, Google mentioned RCS again at this event, because they like literally said it once.
Are you joking? It's more important to talk about the finishes of your phone than it is
Oh,
to
boy.
actually talk about things that actually impact people's lives.
It's like par for course now that if you release a new device, you're going to release a new processor, even if it's basically a sidestep. Like, like Apple's done it. Like, was it the A13 and 14 were basically the same chip?
Yes.
I mean, Google could have done that, but they didn't. So, like, is it because of supply chain issues, because they couldn't get the silicon for it? Was it because they didn't want to pay for the silicon for it? Like, what was up with that? I mean, I guess they maintained pricing on their devices, which is a good thing.
It's like, it's good for newcomers. But if you're like someone who owns a Pixel and you want to upgrade and you're asking, well, should I upgrade? My answer is no.
No, you shouldn't.
Unless, like, there's literally no reason to. Wait for Google to get a more substantial upgrade to their phones, maybe 4 years down the line when, your phone's starting to hit end of life, about to hit end of life. Then, maybe consider getting, the Pixel around that time. Notice how they were very coy around the only thing it provides is battery life enhancements because it was god-awful on the Pixel, and then the enhanced NPU for the camera and stuff. That's about it.
Now, if someone's going out and buying a new phone right now, would you recommend the 7?
Sure. I think it's a great competitor to a lot of other phones in the same market. Like,
yeah, and I guess
especially when you think about like what they offer for cameras, they definitely beat out the iPhone SE, and they also beat out the iPhone SE 3, and they also beat out that stupid Samsung folding phone and their normal phone. So I would say if you're the kind of person who you're trying to get in, and you're especially someone who hates Apple, I think Pixel's a great. And you want the big screen. I think it's a great thing to get into. But as for me personally, who's an old boomer who doesn't know how to use his phone, I would rather just have I'll just wait for the next the next A series one. I'll wait for the 7A, Google. I'm sure it'll be much greater then when supply chain isn't dying, the gas prices aren't going up, and you actually have things to announce during your event.
So never?
No, not never. Last year was I actually was very thoroughly impressed with Google's event last year, despite all of its weird, quirky little problems. But I think Google's products they're only going to keep getting better. But we're not there yet. We're going to have to give them some more time. Give them more time, guys. It's as they said, everything's coming next year. So just wait until next year. Don't buy anything now.
I do feel a trend from Google towards trying to copy Apple even harder than they have before in the past. I mean, like,
they removed the headphone jack on the A series phones.
But they're going down the path of, hey, we have our own internal ecosystem. You have your phone, your watch, your earbuds, your tablet. Hey, yeah, they can communicate with each other. It's not quite as, homogenous and walled in as Apple's ecosystem is, but you do feel their attempt at trying to copy that.
Sure. But I mean, you get that vibe harder from Samsung or Microsoft these days.
Yeah.
Trying to prevent people from leaving. And that's so weird coming from Google, who's one of the most invasive, disgusting companies on the face of the planet, even though they never started that way. But that's a story for another time. And I think that's it.
Remember, don't be evil. Oh, wait.
Leave a like on this video if you want. If you would like Google to transport us into the future, so we can see all the things they announced during this event, half of this event, and all of last event. And then subscribe for all of the great new things that are upcoming. Yes, by the time this is uploaded, next week is going to be Facebook. Only which is probably going to be even worse and more disgusting than what we just saw.
Yes, Techtober is coming in with a vengeance this year.
And the week after that is going to be Microsoft. Which is probably going to be even worse than Facebook. So get ready for some of the worst tech events possible from some of the biggest companies in the world. And we hope to see you all there. I might try to squeeze in some more shorter videos, but I probably won't be able to. I just don't have a lot of time. Thank you all for watching. We will see you all later.
Bye-bye.